everyone. Welcome to Uncut Reality with Dr. Dari, the session where we discuss about relationship, finance, and lifestyle, focusing on FGM, that is Female Genital Mutilation, and SGBV, the site to spark deep conversation and provide value to the listeners. My name is Adibayo Blessing. FGM and other forms of gender-based violence remain sensitive issues in many communities. So from your experience, what are the major misconceptions people still hold about these practices, and how can we effectively challenge them?
Female genital mutilation, according to World Health Organization, is defined as the partial or total removal of external female genitalia for non-medical reasons, and there are basically 4 types of female genital mutilation. We have the type 1, which is a clitoridectomy, which involves the partial or total removal of the clitoris. We have the second type, which is excision, which has to do with mutilating the labia minora or the majora, and at times it goes as well with the clitoris. And then we have the type 3, which is the most severe type, which is infibulation. And under this type, after mutilating the clitoris, sometimes the clitoris is not affected, but most times the labia minora and the majora is affected, and then they suture it, leaving a small opening for the passage of urine and menstruation. And then we have the fourth type, which is unclassified, and these have to do with every other type that involves massaging, piercing the clitoris and all of that. And so basically that's female genital mutilation. And you know, this act is performed by local circumcisers. Around there in the southwest, it is majorly done by male circumcisers. And talking about the myth and misconception why this thing is done, it is believed that if a girl is not genitally mutilated, she will be promiscuous. And so they believe that cutting away the clitoris prevents a girl from being promiscuous. Another myth and misconception surrounding it is the fact that some people believe that religion says a girl must be mutilated. Some believe that if the clitoris touches the head of a baby during childbirth, the baby will die. Some believe that if the clitoris is not cut, a woman will forever remain a girl until the clitoris is cut or she's genitally mutilated. She's not fit to be recognized as a woman. Some believe that if that part, the clitoris or the labia minora and the majora, is not cut, a woman is unclean. Some believe that the clitoris can even grow to the length of a penis, and it will start competing with the penis of a man. Some believe that the clitoris, as it may be, if not cut, would cause itching and scratching for a woman. Some people in the community even say they see women scratching their private parts because their clitoris is not cut. All these are myths and misconceptions. They are lies, they are not true, they are not facts. The fact is that genitally mutilating a girl or cutting her clitoris does not prevent her from being promiscuous. The only thing that prevents a girl from being promiscuous is education and good morals. We've come across ladies, women that are genitally mutilated, that have not just their clitoris cut away, including the labia minora and the majora, that are still promiscuous. We have seen women that are not genitally mutilated that remain faithful to their husband. Some of them even get married as a virgin. So all those things are just myths and misconceptions. And in our workings across communities, both the Christian, the Islam, and the traditional worshipper have been able to establish the fact that no religion says you should mandate it for anyone to perform female genital mutilation on any girl. So female genital mutilation thrives on myths and misconception. It's something that is embedded in our culture and tradition that nobody knows the origin. And so most of these things are not true about female genital mutilation. They are just myths and misconceptions. Take for example people saying that if the clitoris touches the head of a baby during childbirth, the baby will die. This is a lie. There are tribes in Nigeria, especially the Ijebus very close to us around there, who doesn't perform the female genital mutilation. They give birth and their children doesn't die. There have been so many women who have had their clitoris cut away, who still give birth, who still have stillbirth. Some people have medical issues. So it's just untrue. And then talking about the issue of scratching, Like some people will say that if the clitoris is not cut, it causes itching or scratching for a woman. That is also not true. Sometimes most of these things are tied to hygienic problem. I've come across women in my workings across communities that told me they don't know that pants is supposed to be changed until you use it for a while. So that will mean they can wear one pant without washing it for 3 days, the same pant for 1 week, for 2 weeks without washing. What do you expect? And then you remember in those days of our forefathers, when they say somebody is wealthy or somebody is influential, wants to show affluence, it's not like like these days where we have tiles in our house or rugs or carpets. In those days, rich people use cow feces. They call it bottom in Yoruba. Feces. They use it, spread it across their ground, and that's what they walk on. That's what they sit on. That's where they eat. So imagine a girl child in those days crawling, playing without pants on those things. So most times these are infections that they will now lead to female genital mutilation. And for us to be able to cope this challenge, we need to increase sensitization and awareness. We need to take advocacy to the traditional rulers because they are the custodian of culture. Religious leaders also are very, very important. They should not be left out because they are seen as semi-gods. Some of them are even seen as gods, and so whatever they say carries weight. So they also need to be impacted with knowledge. And then there needs to be intergenerational dialogue between the elderly ones and the younger generation for us to have an agreement, to bridge the gap of what we have, because you see, female genital mutilation thrives on the fact that most people believe that it is done for the generation ahead of us and you have to do it for this generation, and that's why it thrives. So we need to have intergenerational dialogue. We also need for us to engage community stakeholders, community to community dialogue, because there might be communities, take for example people like Ijebus who don't do FGM and people like Ibadan who perform this act. They are close by. We could have community to community dialogue. Why people in Ijebu can tell us why and the benefit of these things. It can actually help. We also need to leverage on the social media and the mass media, just like we're doing, to disseminate information about female genital mutilation, and see that people get aware, and as such it can negate these myths and misconceptions. We also must engage male. It's very, very important now. Positive masculinity, to see that our men are actually advocating for the rights of women. We also need to empower women with skills and all that is needed for them to be able to advocate for their rights and ensure that we totally eradicate female genital mutilation.